I'd like to recommend when the child has been getting intervention and they're still not making the progress they need. That tells me we need more information, right?
Yes.
Because the other side to that is, well, they're getting, let's say they're getting OT, they're getting speech, they're having somebody work with the family for, parenting. Those are all really good recommendations that you may give at the end of your results. So let's see how that works. But when that works, they jump on, they bring the whole team on board and we're still not getting the results that we need, then that's when I think, we need more information here on this team. The second thing is when I have a family, like maybe the mom or dad or somebody's not on board. They think that it's just hobby. And child needs to try harder. They need more discipline. They're lazy. You really can't, because I always feel like you pull out like the facts, like
yes,
concrete evidence to support. That really helps bring everybody on board together to make a team, And so, like, who do you think? Like, do you ever have somebody call you and you're like, you know what, maybe you should wait, or?
Of course. I think, and I'm not being biased here, I really think that everyone can benefit from this process. And it depends. At any time that you have a question, we can answer questions, right? Sure. But I do agree. This is unbiased data. This is normed. This is scientific in nature. And I think it is helpful to just give you, the facts. So, obviously the teachers can benefit from it because they can understand their student more. They can have, and I think it adds a level of patience and understanding.
Yes.
Because, in certain cases, there's a misunderstanding of what's occurring. Sometimes children perhaps are anxious and they're presenting as inattentive. It's just an example that I've seen in the past 6 months, obviously due to the circumstances. And it just adds that level of clarity to the situation. I've had certain cases where perhaps it's just I haven't moved forward because we need to discard any medical conditions such as hearing loss, vision loss. So I've had some situations where I've recommended like audiological testing or a vision test, and they failed, and it's like, whoa. So that's those are cases where obviously I would delay the evaluation process and see what occurs after. But I do find it beneficial for the schools to implement the accommodations if necessary. So that may be like extra time just for those that need an explanation of what are environmental accommodations, right? Preferential seating. And sometimes the evaluation is necessary to legally afford the children these accommodations. And obviously, the parents, and sometimes we get into the I told you so, oh, I knew it. And it gives that sense of enlightenment, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to chime in, like when I have a client or student that I work with that already has an assessment, and then, sometimes a teacher, a team, somebody on the team will be like, oh, but they're being lazy. It's always so, I always defend them when they say they're being lazy, but it's always gives me like extra evidence. I'm like, well, they look like they're being lazy, but actually when you have this, and this, which is all in their report, which we have to keep in mind, that's not lazy. That's just that they're working so hard that they're done.
Yes.
They're like, I'm done working harder than everybody else and I still don't make it. So is that lazy or is it that they're working hard? That's what we have to keep in mind, And
that's when I say the processing, right? So I have a child that has been struggling. They've kind of gotten by the first few years, and then all of a sudden they approach high school and their grades plummet. And then I hear like there were little symptoms here and there along the way, but then the process testing shows me, wow, this child has really been working so hard for so many years that then, certain emotional symptoms arise. So we have the anxiety, the lack of motivation, executive functioning, difficulties, lack of initiation, all of those things just add another layer. So, that's why it's, I encourage parents and families that if you do have a question, feel free, to call, whoever it is, whether it's me or another licensed psychologist
Sure.
to ask the questions. You know, you don't lose anything in just asking and getting some feedback, because the knowledge is definitely helpful. And it may not even involve a full psychoeducational. Maybe it may involve perhaps a screening, a consultation.
Sure.
To provide some guidance. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to embark on this process.
Yeah, I always tell families when they ask, who do you refer to? I do, you know, I have names in the community, but I also say, but what I really want you to do is I kind of give them questions. Ask them, you know, how long does the testing take? Ask them if your child's age is appropriate to do psychoeducational testing. Because I really want the parent to be confident in the person they chose and the reason why they chose them. Because it's a process, you know, it's an investment, and I really want them to take the recommendations and act upon them.